Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Alright, hi everyone. Welcome to a video that I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but I was just trying to think of a fun video idea to make, and I decided to make one kind of based around one of the prompts on my book journal for the year. Is a book challenge, kind of a bingo board. It's more so just like a challenge check off page. Some people, you know, when I was designing my board for the year, I just wanted to do this fun one that had all these different things to check off. And this one has a total of, I think there are, wow, now I need to do math here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 36 on here. And I have over half of them done, and a couple of them I'm actually working on right now. But I wanted to come up with a video idea, and I decided to do one based on the prompt. I bought it for the cover, and make a little video out of that. So I'm already doing one where I'm finally going to be doing it this month. That is, I'm reading it despite the cover because I don't really do too many of those anymore. But there's one that I'm reading by Ellen O'Connell for my Patreon this month. That is, I'm reading it despite the cover. And I thought a fun way to show off some really beautiful covers that I have, and then also get you guys involved in one, I bought all of these books I'm about to show off. 90% I bought them for the cover. The other 10%, like, I bought them for the beautiful cover, but they're also by authors I already like. So it's like both things. I'll show you what I mean as I go through these. And I want you guys to kind of help me pick one of these to put on my TBR for, it'll probably be for like September, because I'll leave this video up for a while and then I'll go back through the comments, and see what the consensus is. But basically it'll be to get through by the end of the year, because that's how long this book challenge is running for me, is through the end of the year. So yeah, I thought it'd be a fun way to involve you guys, and maybe that's silly, but you know what? That's what my book channel is. So I was just going to grab 10. I think I have just a couple more than that, because let's see, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13, but there's 2 of these that are like, they're parts of series. So I grabbed both because they're both beautiful. So anyway, again, I'm rambling, that happens, but I just want to set up where this came from and where kind of the title will be coming from, because I think I'm going to name it something like, I don't even know what I'm going to name it yet. I had something fun in mind when I was grabbing it, but I don't know what it's going to be. So let me go through these, and some of them I'll read the blurb, but some of them I'll just talk about a bit. And then in the comments, tell me which one you think I should go with. And then if you're the first one to mention it. And then if you see that someone has already mentioned the book you're talking about, if you would just like add on to their comment, like if you'd reply to their comment and give it like a thumbs up not just a thumbs up as in like thumbs up their comment, but like reply to their comment with thumbs up emojis, so that I can see which book is loved the most. So, okay, enough. Let's just go through this. So yeah, these are all books that I got because of the cover or because of the cover and they're by an author I really love. So let's just go through these. So here's even what I mean. So this is an author I already like. And I've read 2 of the books in the series, but this author had a special edition available on her Etsy. You know, some authors will sell their books on their Etsy. And so I bought this cover specifically on her Etsy because it was beautiful. So this is 3 Count by Nikki Castle, and this is a part of her The Fight Game. And I have read let me see if it shows the list back here. Okay, I've read 2 fights, and I think I've read also book 4. I don't know if I've read 5 rounds, but I've read 2 fights, but I haven't read 3 count. So this one is about Aiden and Danny, and it says a charming ladies' man that everybody loves, a badass photojournalist that treats every day as a new adventure, a friends with benefits relationship. And I know that there was this fun thing that Nikki had with the guy who's actually photographed in here, because when I bought a copy of it, the cover model, like, he even signed it as Aiden. And his name is Jameson Lang, is actually his name, or Lange, however you say that. And then he also wrote this little thing, and they were sent with the book. So, like, he didn't sign this directly. This is a sticker that I put on it. But yeah, so Jameson Lang actually signed, and then he also put, I like the idea of getting caught, of someone watching as I make you mine. So he, like, wrote these out, and you could buy copies that specifically had him on the cover. So I did buy this for this cover model. And then I've never gotten around to this. I bought this back in 2022, and I still haven't gotten around to it. So let me know if you think I should do this one. So yeah, this is a MMA, and it's a friends with benefits between Danny and Aiden. So let me know if I should get to that one. Then this would be book 2 in a series, and I got this one signed. Is this one signed? Yes, I got this one signed when I went to a signing that the author was at. This is Yours to Catch by Harlow Ray. And I have read book 1. I really enjoyed it. I like these because they take place, I believe, in Minnesota, which is always fun. And I just love this cover. Look at that. I love his gorgeous blue eyes right there. A lot of the ones I picked for covers is because of the men on the covers. I just love it. So this one is, I used to believe love was easy to find. My whirlwind romance would begin once I was ready to take the plunge. Spoiler alert, every failed first date on record suggests otherwise. Just when I'm beginning to fault my lofty standards, Garrett Foster saunters onto the scene. The football star turned bar owner is quick to volunteer his services. He vows to deliver the best version of Mr. Right just to prove first impressions deserve a second chance. I'd question these seemingly selfless intentions if Garrett's reputation didn't answer for itself. Shameless flirting, it's well known that the established bachelor doesn't plan to settle down, ever. He treats commitment like a bad habit he kicked in college. That makes him a very eligible sidekick, at least until actions speak louder than words, almost to the suggestive tune that he's making me miss on purpose. Or maybe I'm just falling for the guy who claims he isn't, who claims he isn't the one for me. Who claims he's not the one for me. I don't know, they didn't do that right. So, Yours to Catch. Beautiful cover there. Let me know about that one. Okay, another one. This is one that I was actually sent from the author, and it's book 2 in the series, and I do want to get to this one eventually. The cover is so cool that she sent. So this is Racing Hearts. This is an racing romance. I believe it's actually like, this one doesn't actually have the blurb right there, so that one makes it difficult. Let's see if I can find the blurb here. But anyway, this is a racing romance, and it is Pine Valley College book 2, and there is an audiobook available so far for like most of these that I'm sharing. There's audiobooks available. So Crashing Hearts and dark romance. All right, let's completely change. This is one that I've been wanting to try this series, and I think the covers are so beautiful, but definitely beautiful in a different way than the previous 3 have been showing. So this is a much softer, beautiful. This one was actually gifted to me by one of my viewers. So for Christmas time, which is beautiful. So this is book 1 in the Pen Lives of Thistle Mirror, and this is Nicole Van. I've been wanting to read her for ages. So this is Love Practically. Wow, this doesn't show up super great on the cover, but this is beautiful. And this one says, as a young woman, Leah Penlythe fell hopelessly in love with Captain Fox Carnegie, the only irrational mark on her decidedly sensible life. Fox unfortunately did not return her regard. Their story should have ended there. After all, Fox left for India, and Leah returned home to Scotland to rear her much younger brothers. But 20 years later, Fox appears on Leah's doorstep, older, scarred, and world-weary, proposing a marriage of convenience between them. He needs a mother for his young ward, and Leah, with her capable good sense, comes highly recommended. What woman could say no to such a proposal? Not Leah. Fox has always destroyed her ability to think rationally, but after their marriage, Leah confronts the chaotic reality of Fox's life. His castle, 10 miles up a rugged highland glen, is shambolic. His ward, Madeline, is a precocious handful, and Fox's time in India is shrouded in rumor and mystery. And worst of all, Fox himself is distant and broken. His personality is altered as his scarred body. Through it all, Leah is left with 2 questions. What happened to a woman after her most cherished fantasy comes true? And can a marriage begun in practicality transform into something deeper, something like love? Now, I'm pretty positive these are all like fade to black or closed door romances, but it's a historical and they're Scottish romances, and I've heard nothing but honestly glowing stuff about Nicole Van, who I believe is still writing and dropping books, so I'd really like to finally get into her stories. So again, this is a much softer for reasons why I love this cover, but I just think it's really beautiful. And yeah, this is one that I would be interested in trying. Then, this is one that, again, the cover is more simple, beautiful, which is funny because this one is called This Is Love by Julianne, and I got this one signed by the author to me when I met the author at a signing as well. Actually, the same signing as I got a couple of these done at. And this one I think is this one has a short one. I think this one is a second chance love for these 2. But this one says, he's mine, don't ever forget that. Milo lives in the barn, a cowboy through and through. I live in a castle, but I'm not a princess. When the only person who loves me dies, Milo's there. As I get older, I no longer look at Milo like a big brother. I look at him like the man God made just for me. With the first glimpse of freedom from my pathetic excuse for a father, I imagine a future with Milo. I dream of a day when we won't have to hide our feelings, but Milo has a secret. He is not free, and the man I love is marrying the woman I hate. So, angsty. Julianne is known for angst, but I've had this one for quite a few years at this point as well, and it's signed to me, so I would like to try that one at some point. Let me know if this should be the one. Okay, this one, honestly, just embarrassing. I haven't read this one. Now, of all the ones here I have stacked up, this is the one that I have actually started this one before. Because it was the very first book I ever tried to read from this author. A little bit more backstory. This is now an author that I adore with my whole heart and soul. But this was one of her earlier books. And when I first tried to read it, it just wasn't working for me. It had a different cover at the time, which was still sexy at the time. But I tried reading it and it didn't work for me. But then she started a new series that was a new adult series that reminded me of Carter Mahoney. And I really liked that series. And eventually she started writing billionaire romance that absolutely blew my mind, and I love her. So all of that build up. This book with this cover by an author that I adore, that I haven't read yet, is Built to Fall by Julia Wolf. This is a standalone from her that is an age gap, and she got this cover redone a few years ago that had Wander on the cover. We love him. It used to actually have a different cover model on it, and it was back when I was still on TikTok, and Julia Wolf actually got a bit mini viral because the model who was on the cover was like making TikToks about the book and everything too. But eventually she got the cover redone. It fits her style a bit more. But this one is about Dominic Cantrell, who is famous, but he is dark and volatile. And he gets a PR lady who is this plus size woman. And she didn't count on him being very distracting for her. And he's too old for her, too closed off. But she's a good girl who's been good for too long. And then they end up being like pulled together. And she ends up being really attracted to him. So yeah, this one is a standalone. And yeah, I got this copy from her. But I just love this too, because it was to the creators on TikTok who saved my sanity and inspired her to write this, is what she put inside. But this was back in 2021 that she did this. And so this was before I'd read, P.S. You're Intolerable or See It Through or like any of those books. There was this one. And so I had tried to read it and I wasn't vibing with it back then. But then I fell for her other books and I never really tried to get to this one. But when she made, this was the Love in Vegas edition, but she made it available on her Etsy to get a signed copy of it. And I did. So let me know if I should give this older, literally 5-year older Julia Wolf book a try. Okay, then I have this really pretty copy of Tame the Heart by Ava Hunter. And I am pretty interested in this because for my Patreon, I just read Rope the Moon, which I did enjoy. I have an exclusive review of that over on my Patreon. And this is actually book 1 in the series. And this one is about Charlie Montgomery. And then Ruby. And the Montgomerys are kind of the series of brothers that you meet, and they're all different damaged boys and all that stuff and everything. And I enjoyed what I saw of them in Rope the Moon, and this was actually a copy that I didn't get this one signed for me. My friend Megan actually went to a book signing and she got me a couple books from Ava Hunter. She got them signed. And I never got around to reading this one. And then I actually read Rope the Moon for my Patreon. So I'm wondering if I should go back and read book 1 now. I do have this one signed to me and everything. So you let me know if that is one that I should maybe give a try to. Let me just read kind of what, I think this one will have some suspense in it. But this one is like, there is a small town. She owes him a favor, and so she's going to work for him for 3 months and help him save his home, Runaway Ranch. So she's in close confines with him, and he's a rugged rancher who yells a lot, but beneath it is a tender heart. And so there's only one way. Let's see. It's one that slowly starts to beat for her. So there's a hidden danger lurking, someone who doesn't want Charlie to save his ranch, someone who is out to get them both. And I could lose more than my heart this summer. I could lose my life. So you can tell there's some romantic suspense in this series as well. So this is Tame the Heart. Okay, then we have one that, this one is absolutely gorgeous. And I will say this is one that I just wanted to show it off again in here. Is basically why I'm showing it to you. I probably won't get around to this one until the author finally, please for the love of Pete, she needs to drop the audiobook. And I know that she has all the files because she said that she does, but there's been stuff in her personal life, and you guys know, I try not to rag on that. I'm really not trying to drag her down, but she herself is doing the audio mixing for the audiobook of this. And I want to finish the series. I do, but I loved the audiobook for book 1. And so it's hard for me to want to jump into book 2 without the audiobook, because you guys know I'm a big thing for that. But I also love that these special editions are just gorgeous. So this is The Secrets of Jane, book 2, The Secrets of Jane, sorry, what's the second part? Reborn. And this was the special edition that I got. I just loved it. I love the first one. I loved the audiobook. And this was a duology. This is a siren and a siren hunter. There's beautiful artwork in here. And I loved it. And so Charlotte Mallory, she really got me hooked with this first book. And the audiobook had like sounds and all this great stuff in it. And I've just been hanging out waiting for the audiobook to drop, but still showing it off here. Her fate, her legacy, her retribution. We were left in a really good cliffhanger with the first one. So I'm showing these both off. I have the Weaver and I have the Delver. And the Hunter is actually coming out later this year, I believe. I haven't made it into this series yet, and I'm ashamed of it. But it just hasn't happened yet. This is another series I was actually waiting for the audiobooks to come, and literally the authors said that they're delayed with their audiobooks right now. So I don't know what's up with that. I should look and see if they've done updates, but here we are. I'm hopeful actually, because for my Patreon, we have Monster Romance as the prompt for August. And if the Weaver gets picked, maybe I'll be forced into reading this one sooner. So that'd be great. But I love the Spider's Mate trilogy. It's one of my it probably is my favorite monster trilogy of all time. And I mean, I feel like it can only be great to read the Weaver and the Hunter, or the Weaver and the Delver. I just haven't gotten into them yet, but these are ones that I absolutely love the covers. Their artwork is amazing. These I think are still done by, let me double check here. Yeah, the artwork is still done by Sam Griffin. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, this is one that, this edition specifically I got because of how beautiful it is. But I also just really want to read this now that the second half of this duet is out. And that is The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. This is the Owl Crate edition. This is stunning. Look at that in there. Can't wait to try this. I will buy the audiobook for these ones. It's beautiful. Yes, yes, it's gorgeous. The sprayed edges. He liked rare things. He cherished the exceptional. She was the thing between desire and impossibility. Love it. Okay, say less. And then the final two that I wanted to show off here that I haven't gotten to, that it is a crying shame that I haven't, okay, is I still have not read Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I know. It's a shame. And then also within this like universe, there was this one that is Slaying the Frost King. Okay. These are the ones that I own. There's also one by Helen H. that's within the world too. That is, which I can't remember right now. Look at the underside one. What is the other one? The one by Helen H. Why can't I remember it? Slaying the Shadow Prince. So these are some gorgeous ones that were in like an author collection that I want to get to. So there we go. Those are all beautiful books with beautiful covers that I would like some encouragement to read, okay? Now, again, for this specific book challenge, I only need to get to one by the end of the year to cross it off on my little check mark, or my little check. Anyway, to cross it off on my bingo-ish board that I have. But I would just like to know which ones you guys recommend the most. And the ones of these that have special editions where you can still buy them, I'll link them down below. Some of them are straight up just available on Amazon, so I'll link them. And some of them are available on the author's sites, and so I'll link those. If they're no longer available, I won't be able to, but the ones that are, I will. But I just wanted to show some of those off, and you should tell me which ones you guys think I should get to. So yeah. But anywho, I just thought this would be a fun video. I don't know. I was kind of all over the place, but it was an excuse to show off some beautiful books and get some encouragement, because we can all use it. So, all right, there we go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, my friends. I love you so deeply, and we'll see you next time.